Hi everyone. Welcome back to the Gen X Dad and his Gen Z teens. Today, we're diving into something every parent and teen deals with sooner or later. Those moments when emotions are high, voices are raised, and it feels like there is absolutely no common ground. You're talking, they are talking, but nobody is really listening. It can feel like you are on two completely different planets. So today, we're going to talk about how to reset those conversations. Not just to stop the argument, but to actually move forward. And yes, we're going to talk about some tough love too, because sometimes that is part of the solution. First, let's call it what it is. When emotions are high, logic is low. In those heated moments, neither side is really thinking clearly. As the parent, it is your job to recognize that before things spiral even further. One of the most powerful things you can do is pause the conversation. Not storm off, not slam a door, but calmly say something like, "We are both heated right now. Let's take a break and come back to this." That alone can change everything. Because continuing the conversation in that emotional state almost guarantees it will get worse and not better. Once you step away, give it time. That might be 10 minutes. It might be an hour. The goal is to let the emotional intensity come down. For teens, emotions can feel overwhelming and immediate. For parents, frustration can build quickly when you feel disrespected or ignored. Taking that space is not giving up. It's strategic. And when you come back, the tone matters. If you come back still carrying that same anger, you are right back where you started. Instead, try to lead with calm, even if you have to fake it at first. Here's where a lot of conversations break down. Both sides are trying to win instead of trying to understand. When you sit back down, shift your mindset. Your goal is not to prove your point right away. Your goal is to understand where your teen is coming from. Ask simple questions. What are you feeling right now? Why does this matter so much to you? And then try to actually listen. Not to respond, not to correct, just to hear them. You might not agree. In fact, you probably won't. But when a teen feels heard, their guard starts to come down. And once that happens, now you can actually have a conversation. Sometimes it feels like there is zero common ground, though. But if you look closely, there's always something. Maybe you both care about respect. Maybe you both want more freedom or more trust. Maybe you both want less conflict in the house. Start there. Say it out loud. We both want this to get better. That simple statement can shift the entire tone. It turns it from you versus them into both of you versus the problem. And that is a huge difference. Now, though, let's talk about tough love, because it has its place. Tough love is not yelling louder. It's not trying to overpower your teen. Tough love is calm, firm, and consistent. It sounds something like this. I understand how you feel, but this behavior is not acceptable. Or, you may not agree with this rule, but it's still the rule. The key is trying to stay calm while holding the line. Because if you lose control, the message gets lost. It turns into another argument instead of a boundary. Teens actually need those boundaries, even if they push against them. It gives them structure. It shows them there are limits, and that those limits matter. After the conversation, do not just move on like nothing happened. Take a moment to reconnect. That might be a simple "I love you" or "I appreciate you talking this through." Even if the issue is not fully resolved, that connection matters. It tells your teen that the relationship is bigger than the argument. And over time, that builds trust. At the end of the day, conflict is going to happen. That is part of life, especially between parents and teens. But how you handle those moments makes all the difference. Pause when emotions are high. Come back with calm. Listen to understand. Find even the smallest piece of common ground. And when needed, apply tough love with consistency and respect. You're not trying to win the argument. You're trying to build a stronger relationship. And that takes patience. It takes discipline. And sometimes it takes starting over more than once. Thanks for listening. This has been the Gen X Dad and his Gen Z teens. If this episode hit home for you, share it with someone who might need it. And remember, even when it feels like you're worlds apart, there's always a way to meet somewhere in the middle. Till next time, take care.